Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. As you can see, all around us, we have grass. Everywhere. Every single last block. I pretty much non-stop placed and broke ice yesterday for 6 hours or so, and we have the entire island converted to grass. A little bit of dirt still needs to be spread over with grass on some spots. I believe this is the only edge that I'm not loading while I'm over there at the other part, but it will spread eventually. And yeah, it is all completed, all looking super cool and vibrant, grassy colored. And as far as showing you the process of me placing ice and breaking it, I recorded 6 hours worth of time lapse and I can't render it because the rendering fails every time I try to do it. And I've tried yesterday for 10 times or so to render a 2-hour time lapse clip and it didn't work. So actually 2 hours worth of time lapse footage into like a 2-minute time lapse and it just didn't properly do anything. So no time lapse, sadly. I have never built with lore specifically in my builds. I always just did farms and made them look pretty and that was pretty much it. But I kind of want to have this island be a city. So the middle part of the mine here is going to be basically where the people that lived here, which is me, where I get fuel for my machines per se. So we're going to have some sort of like a crane structure thing that is pulling out coal. And then we can have we can decorate the inside of the mine there. We can make it pretty with like coal deposits and iron deposits and stuff like that. And we can make that look really, really cool. And then I also had another idea is we can use pipes and we can make them look like industrial gray concrete maybe pipes. And we can transport items in those pipes all around the place and all around the base. And I think there is there was a hole where there is some water, I believe. I don't know exactly where it is. Yeah, this guy right over here. So we could have this part. Let's say this is our waste dump tank. So we could have a pipe coming out of there. And it would go over and dump items into the water. So that would be kind of like our overflow. And everything that we don't want to keep or all of the overflow from the farms, we can just toss in there. We can set up some magma blocks that would pull it down. And then we pick it up and toss it into lava or something. Or maybe we just figure out some sort of hole that we can keep there. And we can kind of try and make this like a rubbish pile of sorts. We can remove the water, make it like that. And then we just drop the items in the middle. And that's kind of like our waste. I think that sounds like a really cool idea, and I'm trying to figure out where I would want to have the central storage system, because I think it's best if we put it somewhere in the center of the island. That way we can have pipes running to and from it, so we supply items or just receive items to the middle storage system, which kind of, if we look at the island, is right where the mine is. It's pretty much the center, and we can put the storage system underground. I think that is the best option for this. So I think kind of like over here, or maybe just behind the nether portal right there, we could go for it. We can remove this little part of the mountain, I think, and then go in here. So that seems like a good spot. But before we do any sort of storage systeming, I'm going to need a lot of iron. And for that, we're going to need an iron farm. And for that, we're going to need some villagers and some zombies as well. But villagers I do have. I have these two guys right over here. And we can set up just a small villager breeder somewhere close to possibly that middle section up there. So I think I will see about setting up a minecart rail that goes all the way over there to the other side. We can transport these two villagers, which is going to be easier than transporting multiple of them. Just up there, we can set up a villager breeder, we get them bred up, and then we can figure out where we want to place the iron farm. I just gave them a couple stacks of carrots and they already pooped out a baby. So this is going to be super cool, and I can control how many villagers I get by limiting the amount of food they have, and that way it's not an infinite breeder and it doesn't cause a whole mess or villagers start dying because they start entity cramming. So now we can actually start work on the iron farm. I have to go get the schematic for it because I found a really cool tutorial on YouTube, and I will link it in the description for the iron farm that I want to build. And here is what the actual iron farm is going to look like. And I need to dig a little bit of an area underground here if we want to have the iron golems to actually die, because if I swoosh this up a little bit with our Lightmatica, you can see this is the basin in which that they fall. And I don't want to have a super tall tower, so I kind of want to lower this down a little bit so you won't see the killing area, which is basically to lower that redstone bit that is on the bottom to right about here. So it's right as the floor comes in, and we're gonna dig this out at a later date. I'm just gonna go and start building this, and then we can start getting the villagers in. And I wanna see how we wanna build this around here. I think I wanna use a bunch of white concrete or maybe some other thing, but I kind of wanna have the color of the build represent what the farm is. So we could do a white tower. And I'm thinking, like, I'm drawing inspiration from Tango Tech's build with his Toon Towers thing, but I kind of wanna do my own thing and make cool, interesting shapes, maybe more symmetrical than he is doing, like the whole wonkiness, and maybe make just some like cool different types of towers. I think that seems like a good idea. I want to use some sea lanterns for the build, and the easiest way to do that is going to be at an ocean monument that I have marked over there. And for that, I'm going to need some water breathing potions. So come here, pufferfish, give me your bits. Thank you. We have one of those, and we can now come over to our brewing stand, toss in 3 water bottles. I also need some blaze rod, turn it to blaze powder. We're going to toss 1 in here and the other 1 in here. We're going to toss 3 of those, another wort, another wort. And do I have some hoppers here? I do. Lovely. I can toss those in there. Boom. Boom. And boom. Okay, and then we can toss in the pufferfish in 1 and the golden carrot in the other. Redstone and redstone. And we're gonna get 3 night visions and 3 water breathings. I just watched back the time-lapse that I edited, and it's not really looking how I want it to be, and I currently don't have enough time to make it look better, so I'm just gonna leave it in. You see me killing the Elder Guardians, kind of. It's very difficult to show you anything inside of the Ocean Monument because you don't have a lot of blocks that you can go inside of to show things from far away, and it's kind of difficult, and it's just gonna stay the way it is. And there we go. We now have a fully built up iron farm. Almost. We still need the place where the golems are going to die, which is going to be underground. So I'm going to need to dig a big and giant hole underneath the floor here. And then we also need to input the zombies and also the villagers into all of them spots. And I kind of want to fit in the zombies before the villagers because we have those already set up. It's going to be the easier solution is putting the villagers in here. The zombies are going to be the more difficult one. I can probably, if this, is this considered a mushroom island biome? It is lukewarm ocean right here. So mobs can spawn in here. So what we can actually do is I can fill one block above the water, fill it with stone, and then put another layer of stone or netherrack or whatever on top of it. And then we can get mob spawning in here. So I can then just wander away a little bit. And we should get mostly all mobs spawning in here because there's nowhere else the mobs can spawn. So we should be good. Every time a wandering trader spawns, I just frantically go looking through my chests if I can have all the items put together so I can trade for all the microblocks, because the microblocks are going to be becoming useful in the future. But we have dirt, we have the tube coral, we have prismarine, we have spruce logs now, and we have dark oak logs now. Wonderful. Also, we'll buy 3 Jasassin said and 3 Ajevin said. And slowly I'm going to have to go trade for emeralds again with the villagers that are at the shopping district island. But if we come over to our chests real quick, you can see how many microblocks I have. In here, I have just the mob heads and the player heads right now, and apparently emerald ore. I had a wandering trader. While I was removing the ice and placing it on this island, I had a wandering trader spawn with emerald ore, and I frantically went to a extreme hills biome to get super lucky to find an emerald ore. I dug down all the way to Y10, dug 5 blocks, found an emerald ore. I was just, okay, sure. I didn't really record it because I didn't think I was going to get it, but I did, and it was amazing. Okay, so we can put all of these away now, and I think dark oak and spruce I don't have here. No, spruce and dark oak. Nice. We almost have all of the woods now. Cool. And I kind of want to use these as designations for the chests here, and maybe even use them in our main storage system at some point. I'm going to have to find a cool way to incorporate them, because having them on the front of the chest is fine. You have to go on the side of the chest to click on it, which you still have more space than you do with the item frame. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get used to having them on the front and it's just going to stay that way. Otherwise, we'll figure out a gooder solution. We now have a magical squircle of a dark room that we can light up with redstone lamps, because I don't want mobs spawning here constantly, otherwise it would get out of control and we wouldn't have any sort of possible way to get mobs out. And I've already spawned mobs once and we got this many zombies, and I tossed them some irons to see if they pick it up, and we have quite a bit of them that did pick it up. And it's really nice because the zombies can track me from anywhere in the mob farm when I'm out here, which basically just means that they come over here and I don't have to deal with any of the other mobs. I toss them iron ingots and then I fly away. Mobs despawn, and since the lights are on, nothing new spawns and we just have these zombies. So the next step is going to be putting some rails probably right underneath their feet if I can get them, and then getting them into minecarts. And then we can minecart them over to their right spots. But all of that is going to have to wait until next episode. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. I am really hoping you enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun building the iron farm and raiding the ocean monument. And if you did, make sure to hit the like button. You can also subscribe to see new videos. You can support me on Patreon as well if you want. And I will see you all in the next episode. Have a good one. Bye-bye.